priest of Osiris, you can be non-evil, but they still
That's
get the anime dead. I
that's
don't know if
not a
Osiris is.
that's not a god on the list.
Okay, Osiris is not on the list. Okay.
Uh, I think Osiris was another death god, anyways, and that portfolio is taken up by Hades, if I'm
Oh, let me look at.
not
Let me.
mistaken.
Well, can someone neutral worship Hades, or you have to be evil?
Say again.
So you have to be evil to worship Hades. It can't be neutral.
His priests are. You know what? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look up to see
I'm
if it
looking right
says
here.
his
It says all.
specialty
It says
priests.
there any the duties of the priesthood. It's any evil.
Yeah.
So
And the reason for that is they are all about like the paper chase because they have the ability to resurrect people, and so people go to the priest of Hades to get their, my son was killed in war. I want to pay to have him resurrected. Okay, give me 50,000 gold. Whatever. They're all about the paper.
all about that paper.
All about that paper. Um, did you want to make a cleric of Hades or an actual specialty priest of Hades?
Well,
They're two
and you
different
always want to
things.
be. No, yeah, I feel you. You always want to be the one that like, lets you get like the coolest options, but you don't want to again, like I said, be slaughtered on the spot. I'm trying to look to see if there's any other priests that allow you to command without being evil.
Oh, command undead without being evil?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I'm pretty sure it says in the player's handbook you have to be evil to command undead. It's like
Well,
a
there might be like sometimes the specialty priests have it where it's like a thing.
oh right. Yeah.
There's a couple in AD&D that's like that. Do you play in this game where the command works on what do you call it like evil like low level what do you call it like evil outsiders or no?
Outsiders, you mean extraplanar creatures?
Yeah,
And then
or
what
like
what was the question?
does turn on dead work on them? Like in AD&D it has a thing where
Um I
turn works on them.
think it
And I think
does
like it
if
works
you're a
on paladins or
I
something. Like if you're
think it
high
does
level.
if you are a paladin. But evil priests can turn paladins as though they're undead. If they have turn undead, they can turn paladins. And then I'm pretty sure it's only paladins can turn uh, fiends as undead, not like clerics. Clerics can only turn undead. Pretty sure that's a paladin power only. Did you want to try being a paladin or?
No,
Okay.
that's a quick ticket to no power land for me. I'm trying to paste his name into the roll 20. Hold on. You have to wait when it was open. I put in the Discord. Is that God allowed?
I mean, it's not one of the gods on my list. Do you want to see the list?
Yeah, please. Is that the one that you had posted earlier? I mean, this guy's portfolio was sucked up by Hades too, right?
Mm,
Because he's like a god
all
of
right.
death, I
So
think, but he's like asking people.
here's Gaia. Here's Odin.
Where are you putting the list on in roll 20?
It's on the virtual tabletop. It's a hand. I'm putting up handouts for each god. Here's Hera. Here's Isis. Here is Raiden.
Because like you see there for the priest of Isis, they can't even turn undead.
Yeah, they don't have that ability.
Who's your goddess of magic here?
Isis.
Oh, Isis. Yeah, that's right. Isis is the goddess of magic.
Let's see, Raiden. Here is set. Here is Ushis. Whoa, where did Ushis go? Damn it. There. There's Loki. Freya. Poseidon. Hades. And then this one is custom. It's called the Duality of the Wheel. And
If
they
you're not a
are
specialty priest, what are the spheres that you have access to as a cleric?
they have access to all of they have major access to all the spheres except for plant and animal and weather. And
Okay,
then they only have minor access to elemental, and then it's only earth and water.
okay. Like that's
So
like create water. It's like create water.
yeah, but those are the only the spheres that are in the player's handbook. There's a whole bunch that came out after the player's handbook that
Okay.
they don't have access to. Like war is one, they don't have access to that. Numbers, thought, time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All the spheres from the other books.
So this is a unique priesthood, unique to my game.
Which one's that one?
It's called the Duality of the Wheel. I'm about to show it to you. They are cleric mages, but they're weird. They're supposed to further technology and magical invention.
That's cool. Almost like Gond from like D&D, sort of.
Gond.
Yeah, like if you're not familiar, but he's like the god. He's a god of like tinkering and invention. He's a human god of like tinkering and invention.
Uh, um, I guess I don't know. I've never read Gond, but these guys are they're like technological expansionists and magical expansionists. So um, they're required to create new technologies or new spells or magical machines, yeah, like
Cool.
every year. They have to be chaotic neutral and they act insane, kind of like the Joker. And they decorate themselves kind of like the Joker, like they wear face paint, and they dress like mimes or you know something similar to a mime. Um,
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
yeah, they're kind of like clowns, pretty much. Uh, but yeah, they dress like mimes, so they paint their faces up like mimes, and they wear black and white clothes. And
And what's the? How do they turn? Do they turn or command undead?
their their turn undead is nil. So the requirements are ability standard, which is 9 wisdom, but they have to have intelligence standard, or sorry, ability standard, but intelligence of 16 and wisdom of 15. So 15 wisdom, 16 intelligence at least. Alignment is chaotic neutral. Weapons as wizard or one invented by the priest mage himself. Armor may wear metal armor only if you wear armor at all. So no leather or padded leather, studded leather, or whatever. Metal only. Chainmail and up, pretty much. Spells are major access to all animal, astral, chaos, charm, combat, creation, divination, elemental, guardian, healing, necromantic, numbers, plant, protection, summoning, sun, thought, time, travelers, war, wards, and weather. So
Damn, but you.
they don't have
Okay,
access
that's
to chaos or law. That's basically the only two they don't have.
and they lose, and the only thing you sacrifice is your turning. It's pretty. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
no turn undead. Powers are level 10. Enchant an item with a saving throw modifier of +4. Usable once per year. They can cast enchant an item for free.
It's not too bad. Are they allowed
And
to help people or no?
help people. Yeah, they're chaotic neutral, so they'll do good things and bad things.
Okay.
And then they're multi-classed cleric mages, so they also get wizard spells as a mage. They can't be specialty or specialist mages.
Okay, so that was your complete list of gods, right? So I'm not gonna look for any other gods in this book.
No, there's more. I'm not done.
Oh,
Okay.
and there's more. But
Yeah.
I wrote that one down because that's pretty cool.
Okay.
If it allowed even at least turn it, then I would probably jump on that bandwagon.
So here's another custom one. All of his priests are clerics, and they're required to be lawful good. So you're probably not interested in that one. And then that was all the greater and intermediate powers. The rest are lesser powers. So there's Kung Fu Tzu.
He's actually
Uh,
in the book. I saw that. He's actually in the book.
yeah. All right. Kung Fu Tzu. And then there's Lao Tzu, which is I guess it's Tao. Or no, it's the other way around. So Kung Fu Tzu is Tao, Lao Tzu is um, Buddhism.
Oh, okay,
So here's Lao Tzu, and then there's Coyote, Raven, and Snake.
that I saw. What's Raven?
Let's see,
Is that
here's
the one from the book?
yeah, here's Coyote, and here's Raven. And most of their accesses are uh, minor accesses.
Oh, because they're minor god. They're minor gods, right?
Yeah, and here is Snake. So that's the whole pantheon. There's Isis. So Gaia is the goddess of the world, basically. Odin is the god of war. Hera is the goddess of like marriage. Isis is the goddess of magic. Raiden's the god of like thunder and lightning.
But Isis doesn't have that huge spell portfolio that like the other one has, though, right? I saw like hers is a little less.
Hers is a little less, yeah.
Let me ask you another question. And what was it now? Should have just escaped me. How do you do scrolls? Maybe like people make scrolls that after a certain level, or
Yep. After a certain level, depending on your class.
like 7 or 8 or something.
For clerics or for priests, it's let's see, spells and magic.
And do you sell like magic arrows? This question is for a friend because he always plays
I
an
don't.
archer. Do
No,
you
I don't
sell?
sell. No, I don't sell magic items. You got to make them, pick them up, contract their creation, or uh, I guess hire a sage to find out their location, or wish for
Okay.
them, or but anything but buy them. I nobody nobody sells magic items.
Uh, you don't have Yama, right? Anything that's dealing with undead is all wrapped up in Hades' portfolio. Any god that's dealing with undead from any of the other.
Come again?
I said like any of the other gods in like in this books because you said that's not the complete list, right? Any other god in those books is that has anything to do with undead is wrapped up in the Hades portfolio.
I gave you the complete list, man. Snake was the
Okay,
last one.
all right, just making sure. I was double checking.
So, let's see. Raiden.
What is Omorphus is good.
What's your question?
No, no, I saw Omorphus. He's the lawful good one, right?
Yeah. Raiden's priests have major access to healing and necromantic. They don't turn undead though. Uh,
That's only the specialty priest. If you're a
yep.
non-specialty priest, can you still?
Well, what's a non-specialty priest? That's a cleric. Clerics can
Yeah,
they can do all that shit.
they can do all that shit. They just can't. What do you call it? Okay, but only evil clerics can turn them dead. Sorry, I gotta get that in my head.
No, no, no,
Sorry.
no, 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 no.
Only evil
All
clerics can command.
like good clerics can turn undead. Only evil clerics can control undead. When you're a good cleric, where it says that you control undead, you destroy them. They
Right.
they explode.
They go dust.
Yeah.
And neutrals don't pick in this version.
If you are neutral, you could probably like pick which one you want. Well, I guess that would probably just depend on the alignment as a god. Because some like for uh, if you were a neutral cleric of Motivus, or well, that's not even possible. If you were a neutral cleric of Loki's chaotic neutral.
Neutral
He,
cleric of that wheel one of the duality of the wheel, but like not a specialty, just a neutral cleric of it.
yeah. Well, I guess a better example would be if you were a neutral cleric of Isis, because that's possible. She can have clerics that are neutral. I don't think it says her worshippers have to be. Oh no, her worshippers are any good. Wow. So just even to worship her, you have to be good. What about Ushas? Worshippers alignment lawful good. Jeez.
What about the duality of the wheel one, the clowns or the mimes?
Well, that god is neutral,
That's
so
what
it
I'm
wouldn't
saying. If you
it
worship
wouldn't
him as
matter.
a neutral,
It wouldn't matter to him. You could just pick either way.
Yeah, I'll be a neutral. So there you go. I'll be a neutral god of him, not a specialty priest, just a neutral god, and pick
Neutral cleric, you mean?
yeah, like a neutral cleric and pick command. And then you don't have access to his spells, right? You just get the ones that are basically in the PHP.
Right, and yeah, you don't get access to his spells unless you're a specialty priest. You're just if you pick a cleric, you get cleric spells and
Well, that's
abilities.
pretty good. I can deal with that. The cleric spells are pretty good. They get all healing. They get all healing stuff and like remove curse, right? And remove paralysis and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they get all that stuff.
Well, I think that's good for me then. This is good. Homebrew campaign, homebrew god.
It's not a homebrew god. It's published. Oh no, I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
published.
It's it's made from two published gods. So the two gods are Tavastri from the Indian pantheon, and I've always struggled with the pronunciation, but I think it's Mat Matonwi or Mat Matoni or something like that. I'll show you the. So what I did was, I guess I did make a homebrew of a conglomeration of these two gods. So Asimov, save changes. So it's this god here. This is an evil god of magic. And then this is a good god of basically of machines
Cool.
and technology. And what happened was their dead bodies collided in the astral plane and formed a new spark of life. But they're basically conjoined twins.
Oh, really?
So
That's cool.
yeah,
Like almost like the snake that eats itself, sort of.
no, like a girl with two heads
Yeah. Okay.
that shares a body with her other half. So uh, they are combined or conjoined twin gods, and their avatar is a combined twin or a conjoined twin, and they have two actions per round. So one can cast a spell and one can use a weapon, and vice versa.
That's pretty cool, actually. Economy.
Yeah. Okay, so we now know that you want to be a cleric of the duality of the wheel, which essentially is just for role playing purposes, pretty much, because
Right.
it doesn't change any of your
Spells or
spells or anything.
weapons or
Yeah.
armor or anything like that.
Yep. Yeah, I never did sort out a worshiper's alignment for that religion, so you could be chaotic neutral cleric, and then and they're not gonna care basically no matter what you do with your spells. There's they that god
I
is
get a
not gonna
wide
care.
berth. I get a
Yeah,
wide berth.
pretty wide berth, but your alignment's gonna care. So if you do a lot of animating undead stuff like that, it's probably gonna slide your alignment towards evil eventually. But you can counteract it with good
Doing
deeds.
heroic acts like saving a town.
Yeah,
Because that's like usually what I do in the other games is like or actually the one campaign where I was allowed to do it is like I usually animate. They're like to like take traps. They're usually used to like save people. They're not usually used to like you know what I mean for personal gain or anything like that.
yeah. So it's a human god. So obviously, if you want benefits from it, you got to be human. Uh, and then if you want to pick a kit, you can. It's up to you. The only kit that's barred is fighting monk. All the other ones are fine.
So Tulani can't worship that god.
Nope. No.
Why? Oh, because they're all chaotic good. They have to be a chaotic good.
Yeah, they have to be chaotic good, so you'd probably want to pick a chaotic good god, like an elf god or something. Oh, wait, no, you wouldn't be. I guess maybe Tulani probably do serve elf gods because they come from the same plane. That makes sense. Yeah, wow. Um, uh, so you just want to be a Tulani cleric? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no. I was just asking if they. I just see they can't be. I guess it's gonna end up being. I think I'm looking to see another race that can be cleric wizard. That can be. I mean, I'm searching now.
Yeah, Tulani. No, it was Bralani, Noviers.
Berlani also has. I think these are all chaotic good, right? These are all chaotic good things.
Yeah, they're from the chaotic good plane, so they're pretty sure they're all chaotic good.
Uh, all right. Well. All right. Looks like I'm just gonna have to throw command off the table. I'm gonna throw command off the table undead, and that's
Mage,
gonna expedite things a lot.
cleric. Uh, let's see. There would probably be a good explanation for that in the priest handbook, maybe. Restrictions on the priest. Nope. Grant powers. Some granted powers may be used anytime the priest wishes and when circumstances allow. For example, normal clerics can try to turn undead as many times in a day as they wish, but it can only work when they're facing undead naturally. Other granted powers may only be used in a certain number of times per day. The DM first adds a granted power in the listing of a priest's abilities. He must define how often and under what conditions the granted power may work. Maybe it's. I'm sure it's got to be the player's handbook then that talks about that. Turning undead. That would be combat. Turning undead. Okay, one important potential. Let's see. Control. Evil priests and undead. There we go. Evil priests are normally considered to be in league with undead creatures, or at least to share in their aims and goals. Thus, they have no ability to turn undead. However, they can attempt to command these beings. This is resolved in the same way as a turning attempt. Up to 12 undead can be commanded. T result means the undead automatically obey the evil priest, while a D means the undead become completely subservient to the evil priest. What's the difference between automatically obeying and being completely subservient?
I think because the way they do it in like in AD&D 1 is that like when you commanded undead, minus ones did whatever you want. They're like machines, right? But when you did like let's say you tried to command undead like a vampire or like a lich, it would just make them neutral. Like they would just be like they would just not attack you. They'd be neutral. You can't command them, but you would like be able to like have like a conversation with them, sort of.
That's different. That's different.
But that was just part.
Different.
That was in one. I don't know.
They follow his commands to the best of their ability and understanding until turned, commanded, or destroyed by another. Evil priests also have the ability to affect paladins, turning them as if they were undead. However, since the living spirit of a paladin is far more difficult to quell and subvert, paladins are vastly more difficult to turn. An evil priest attempting to turn a paladin does so as if the priest were 3 levels lower than he actually is. Thus, a 7th level priest would turn paladins on the 4th level column. He would have only a slim chance of turning a 7th level paladin and would not be able to turn one of 8th level at all, using the level of the paladin as the hit dice to be turned. All D results against paladins are treated as T results.
So they can't be a paladin can't be dusted. Basically, what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then
Because D
also,
D means dust, right? Yeah.
D means destroyed.
Yeah.
So it could be turned to dust, it could be explode. They don't go into,
How it happens, like flaming light. That's just for
detail.
narration purposes.
Yeah. Also, evil clerics' ethos is different. They're not forbidden to cause bloodshed.
Yeah, they can do mean stuff.
Well, not only that, but they can use piercing and slashing weapons too.
Yeah, but can I still cure people though? Like, are you gonna have it like if it's like a slippery slope? You know what I mean? Can I still cure people and heal people
Not as an evilly aligned cleric, but I would say that
for like gain?
it's
Like I'm doing it to like gain people's trust.
uh, I make it dependent on the god's alignment. So like
If the neutral, then he won't care.
Hades, yeah, Hades is actually lawful neutral. So I allow, otherwise if it specifically says his priests are all about the paper chase in resurrecting people, but if evil priests aren't allowed to resurrect, you know, that doesn't make any sense. So it has to be the spells are dependent on the alignment of the god, not on the priest. So good and neutral gods can cure, like heal, and neutral and evil gods can do reverse of healing and necromantic. So neutral gods can do both, pretty much. You just have to when you memorize the spell, you have to be specific. Is it cause light wounds or cure
Right.
light
No.
wounds?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, like you have to word. Is it neutralize poison? Is it poison? Is it remove
Yeah.
paralyzes? Is it paralyze? Yeah, that's fine. That's
So,
fair.
and then if the god himself is evil, then you only do the reverse of all the spells, no matter what your personal alignment is. That's the only way it can make sense, and it's kind of funny they don't go into that detail.
Well, I
Like in the
mean,
Dungeon Master's Guide, it doesn't say that.
well, I don't think they have to like. I think normally when you're writing for evil characters, you don't have to write for them because no one plays the evil character in the campaign, so it's not like you know what I mean. It's usually not an issue.
There's actually been evil characters in this campaign, and the player characters never found out that they were evil because the guys never did anything evil, and over time I would remind them like, hey, uh, you haven't done anything evil lately, and your alignment says evil. If you don't start doing evil stuff soon, you're probably gonna start turning good because that's all you've done is good stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it makes fair.
And
It's fair.
uh,
I brought it to other DMs. It's like, well, like if you're bad guys and you're always doing good things, like how
yeah,
are you? You really, you know.
how are you bad? Yeah. So did you plug in your stats?
No, no, sorry, I did not. I was still trying to settle on the race.
Oh, okay. Is it gonna be one of the Tulani? Probably.
Can the Tulani be neutral? I think they're only chaotic good. That's the issue.
Yeah, they're only chaotic good.
I'm looking for one of these things that's neutral. Though I
A
found one that's
neutral
neutral,
one.
but then wasn't Mage Cleric. This is Noviaries, you said, but there are Noviaries actually can be neutral.
Oh.
It just says they can't be evil. So will you allow this to be basic, just neutral, just to be neutral?
Let me see. Most Noviers are chaotic good, although lawful good and neutral good Noviers do exist. Noviers cannot be evil. So, yeah, it looks like you can be anything but the three evil alignments.
There you go. All right, I think that's probably going to be it. I think that'll be it. Yeah, Noviaries can be. They can be neutral. That works. All right.
Yep.
So we'll be Noviary. And then you said I
No.
can worship as long as I worship a neutral god. I'm good, right?
At what? Good at what?
For like
For
commanding undead.
commanding undead and also curing wounds, yes.
Yeah. All right.
And then, did you want to be a mage cleric?
Yes, sir. Be a mage cleric.
Okay. Okay. So, in order to be a Novier, you have to have a 15, 3 12s, a 9, and a 6. Oh, geez, you rolled a whole bunch of stats, didn't you?
Sorry. I thought I had to roll until I got the thing for the human thing.
So the first one is a no go. The second one is a no go. Third one is a no go. Yeah. Fourth one is a no go. So yeah, you're gonna have to roll again because you have to have 15, 3 12s, 9, and 6 or higher.
All right. Do you let Tulanis make that sword thing?
Yep.
That magical sword thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! How many rounds does that last for?
I think it lasts for as long as they want it to, doesn't it?
Lordy, lordy. Yeah, I guess you're right. It lasts as long as you want it for, so it just becomes a magical sword.
Yeah, it's a sword that they just summon out of the air.
It makes sense. You would have two Tulanis at the table.
There's only one. I thought
Oh,
you
there's
were.
only one.
I thought you were gonna be the second one.
Oh well, I may still be one. It's just so strong.
Yeah,
All right. Anyways, it's ridiculous.
they're really strong. And then, did you look at their end all be all power? They can
No.
cast. Eventually, they can cast like wish once a week or something.
Oh, holy Jesus. All right.
Mm.
Yeah. You sold me on it, man. I'll be a Tulani. I'll be a Tulani. I'll be Kiati good,
Yeah,
and I'll be a good guy. I'll be a good guy.
all right.
How do you rule on? How do you rule? Well, let me ask you first. How do you rule on poison? Is poison only like the main evil things, or what? Like sleep
Okay,
poison and
so
stuff like that.
good people do not use poison. Neutral people wouldn't use lethal or damaging poison. They use like sleep poison. What is there? Paralysis poison. Um, Stuff like that. And then
The spell for
evil.
clerics lets you create poison, like right, like there's a fourth level, like the reverse of neutralize poison lets you create poison. Would you allow that to be a sleep poison instead, or is it always lethal?
Uh,
The spell is lethal.
Name the spell. I'd have to read it.
It's neutralized poison.
Neutralize poison.
The reverse of it is you create a poison.
Neutralize poison. By means of a neutralized poison spell, yada yada. Reverse spell poison likewise requires a successful attack roll. The victim is allowed a saving throw versus poison. If the latter is unsuccessful, the victim is incapacitated and dies in one turn unless the poison is magically neutralized or slowed. So all the details are built into the spell.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously,
I just
obvious.
asked it. I was always asked if there's a way to like tune it down.
It's nope. It's already in the spell.
It's
So
super lethal.
yeah, that's one of the ones that evil characters would use. I mean, if you were neutral, you could also cast that version of it. I guess it would be possible, but it would slide you towards evil.
No, I feel you.
Or sorry, if the god was neutral, then you could cast the reversed version of it, and it would slide your character towards evil if you weren't already evil. It's kind of a moot point, though.
Right.
So chaotic good. Man, now I got to really got to finish Anatar's abilities. He has a bunch of I made a bunch of
Like Tulani based abilities.
their base abilities, yeah. Macros that have their abilities. And as you can see, they have a lot of abilities, and they can actually turn into the other sub races too. Like
But they don't get the abilities, right? You don't get they don't like.
I thought the ability described the fact that
Oh,
they get the
that's crazy.
abilities.
No, I mean I just figured at some point you would like cut it. You would be like damn chop, you know.
No, I don't do GM chop. That's the point of this campaign. Is I don't do DM chop. It's just the point of this whole campaign is so that people can play the character they always wanted to play, but the DM would say no. And it sounds like you always wanted to play an evil necromancer, but the DM always said no.
Oh, I always want to play like a neutral necromancer. Really, it's like you said. I want to play the dude who's like out for money. So he's like, for the sake of the teamwork to the company, he does all these things like use poison, use undead to like disable traps and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how it is in this one with thieves. Like I don't know if thieves have a good chance to like disable traps, but in first edition, it's really rough on thieves, dude.
Yeah, second edition thieves have the ability to disable traps.
But it's like a lot of traps like kill on you know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, if they're actively searching for traps, they have to roll for it, and it's an actual skill that they can get better at. And then you're it's supposed to be on a place, like you search a place, and it says, it's like if you're trying to steal the ruby from the pedestal, you can search the pedestal for traps to see if you can grab the ruby without springing a trap or something.
Yeah.
But there are some
So
traps that don't exist on pedestals, like they're just in a hallway or something. So uh, most of the for example, the move silently skill, it cuts your movement rate into 1/3. While you're moving silently, if your normal movement rate is that of a human, 12, then you move at 4 while you're moving silently. And I just kind of make that uh, a rule for all the thief skills. Like if you want to search for traps while moving, then your movement rate is cut down to 4, and you can search everything around you essentially as you move.
that's fair.
Yeah, because they didn't really go into that detail. And then searching walls, they kind of went into the detail of you could search 10 feet of wall per round. So for a while, I was like, well, when you're searching for traps, you can only move 10 feet. But I mean, if you watch uh, um, minesweepers with a knife, like crawling through sand,
Yeah, the way they kind of like prod and poke it.
yeah, they can move a decent distance in 1 minute.
Yeah,
Depending on
they get
how
it.
well trained they are. So I just do the 1/3 move thing while you're searching for traps. All right. So first things first is we're gonna need to work on your bio. Now that we know, oh yeah, I forgot. You have to roll stats until you can become this
All this
race.
thing.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll stats. So it's for the Tulani, it is 16, 2 15s, 14, 12, and 8. So none of those stats are good enough.
Let me just take a water break real quick because I need to think
Yep.
about this. I don't want to compromise my the character I want to make just because this fucking race is so awesome.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to think about this for a minute.
So you want to switch back to half elf and just make a
Uh,
mage cleric?
there's where was it? There was the other race that let you do it too. The the Aviaries. It wasn't
Oh,
right about the.
Noviers. Okay.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I find it. There was
Yeah.
one that
I'm
just
gonna
had
get
it.
I'm gonna get some dinner. I'll be right back. I'll just
Yeah,
be
go
like
ahead, man.
be
I don't want
back
to
in
hold you up.
five minutes.
Yeah,
This is
take
gonna
your
take me
time.
5. All right, I'm back. Was that longer than 5 minutes?
No, man, that was good timing, man.
I just made myself a quick omelet. It only takes 3 or 4 minutes to throw an omelet together when you
You
already.
don't have like, well, after now you're an adult, you know how to cook it. You just whip it up, and it's
Yeah,
good protein for you too.
yeah.
You don't
Especially,
have like you don't have like the inverse version of this book, right?
um, there really was no inverse version, but there's a race called Tiefling that is basically like an Azamar,
Yeah, you
but
know how the fight,
opposite.
the fight went crazy with it.
That would have been pretty cool if they did make inverse of that book, though. So you could play as like a Baylor or a Pit Fiend or something.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That was one
How
of.
does it work? How does it work with these angels and they're revealing their true forms? Like if they reveal their forms, they get called to. It's apparently it's a sin or something like that.
So I allow them to show their true form whenever there is a fiend or an evil avatar. So basically, an outsider, evil outsider, because they're not supposed to interfere in the lives of mortals, but they can certainly interfere in the lives of evil outsiders that aren't supposed to be here.
Oh, this is these all these races are the ones that can't interfere with mortals.
I
Is that
think
like a
so.
thing?
Yeah,
What
I
about
think
those things? What
the
about those
Eladrin.
things in the back, the cardinals? Is that the same thing?
Um, they're a little different, but I'm not sure if they can interfere with mortals.
So I mean, is the campaign kind of like because all you dudes are like high level now? Is it kind of like super? Like, is it all kind of like transcendental like that or something?
Eventually, it's gonna go into like Planescape, but I wouldn't. I mean, it is transcendental in that eventually you can get to level 30, and if you want to retire your character as a god, you can, you know, become a deity in the campaign. There's rules for that. You have to get to level 30, and then you have to make contact with a god that's gonna basically host you as a demigod, and then you become sort of like a demigod, and you're supposed to earn experience points to lower all of your saving throws to 1. And then once you do that, you do like a big grand uh, deed, like found a dynasty or something like that. Become the emperor of the whole planet or something, and then you become you can retire and become a god that way. So it's kind of cool. You can have a character that retires and then make a priest that worships your former character.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
But you can do that in Forgotten Realms too. It's just not very common.
All right, so the Eladrins can't really so like if you're an Eladrin, you can't really like start like a trading business because that would be like interfering with mortals.
Yeah, that they wouldn't really be interested in starting a trading business,
They'll be like
really.
aloof.
Yeah, they're
So let
more.
me ask you a question: what is the group I would join? What is the group I'm joining in? So I know how to fit in there. If it's all like light, if it's
Uh,
like two angels.
most of them, honestly, most of them are just chaotic neutral. There's just that one character that is like super adamant about evil stuff.
What is the what do you call it? What is the um like the general like just like you guys have like every party usually has like there's like a party leader by default. You know what I mean? Like what is like the general gist of what like you guys do, sort of?
They just go on adventures. I mean, I I present adventure hooks, and if they take them, they take them. If they don't, they don't.
Okay. All right. So all right, yeah. I'm gonna be a good guy for this game. So I thought about it, decided.
Mm-hmm. What I still don't know what race, class, or you know.
I know, man. I'm sorry to give me a hard time.
Mm.
I had this like this huge banquet of stuff put in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
Tulani,
Okay.
and going to be a cleric, mage.
Okay. So go ahead and roll more stats. You got to have. Let's see, what is it?
Is a 914.
So you got to have 16, two 15s, a 14, 12, and an 8. Nope, not yet. Keep going. 16. That might be it. 16, two 15s. Oh, you only have. See, you had an 18, so that covers a 16. Then you only have 115. Yeah, you gotta roll again. It's gonna be hard.
No, yeah, I have good luck in when I roll dice.
That's not good either.
Don't look, 2 16s. 2 16s and a 15. That might be it, right?
16, two 15s, 14, 12, and 8. 16, 15. Nope, not good enough. Nope. Nope. Uh, 16, 15s, 14, nope. 16, nope. 16, nope. Nope. Ooh, let's see. 16, two 15s. Oh, that one was pretty close, but nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, here we
16,
go.
there we go. 16, two 15s, 14, 12. You got it. Yep, you got it.
All right, finally.
That was not easy. Okay. All right. And then I don't remember if they have a inches. Let's see. All right, Tulani. Tulani height, weight, age. Okay, they start at 70 inches plus 3d12. So go ahead and roll 3d12. So you're 92 inches tall. And oh, no, I'm sorry. That's their age. So you're 92 years old. Jeez. And then
How long do they live?
650 plus 2d100.
Oh,
So
not
go
too
ahead and roll
bad.
2d100. So 740. And then height.
You said how much?
740 years.
740 years old.
Mm-hmm. Tulani stands 70 inches tall plus 3d12. Okay, so go ahead and roll 3d12 now. Oh, that was okay. Yeah, it's fucking
The 22.
92. It's the same as
All right.
their age. What? Yeah, their height is the same as their age. It's 3d12s.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
weird. So as you get older, you get taller. Oh no, it's the
No,
same roll.
it's just the same roll. Go ahead and roll 3d12 again. So you're 83 inches tall. 83. And then their weight. Damn it, I just had it. Ursal, Lupinol, Leonol, Equinol, Cervidil, Everol. Tulani weigh 150 plus 6d10 pounds. Let's go and roll 6d10.
It says here for Talani have a minimum wisdom of 17, so I'll put the 17 where that is there, right? What did you say about the pounds?
Um,
How fat is she? Is this person?
6d10 pounds.
So, oh, 60, 10 pounds. 45.
So 195 pounds. Hmm. That's really tall. 83 inches.
It's like over 6 feet. I haven't had a character that can use like a twin sword in a long time. Do twin swords in this one have reach or no?
Large creatures have +1 reach. Your large creature.
A large with 4 square base, or is it large with 1 square base?
1 square base. Huge creatures have 4 square base. And then large creatures that are giantish have a 2 square base that's 2 squares wide. And then large creatures that are horse shaped, like travel on all fours, are
Yeah.
2 square base, 2 squares long.
Yeah.
And then huge creatures are 4 squares, and gargantuan creatures are anything above 4 squares. They can get pretty big.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have to have a minimum charisma of 16. Minimum.
Wisdom of 17, minimum strength 15, dex 12.
Yeah, and Constitution 8. And
Not a
then
problem.
Tulani PCs get +1 to Dex and Wisdom, and +2 to Strength and Intelligence, and +3 to Charisma.
Okay, let me see where I can plug in the attributes. Is where you plug it in? You plug it in the back in attributes, or is there a place in the character sheet?
It's the yeah, the attributes or
On the bottom, okay, I see it there.
ability scores.
Under player, do I click it, the player's option? I make it player's option? Or
No,
standard?
standard. So you had these were your stats here. So in the notes just below, those are your stats. And you get +1 to Dex.
That's the order that they go in, or that's the order that they plug into?
No, you plug them anywhere you want as long as you obey the minimums and maximums.
Okay, is the minimum and maximums before or after the racial bonus?
Let's see. It always says in each individual book how to read the
I mean, I'll take whatever judgment call you make on it, man.
blurbs. No, it says in the book. I'm not gonna make a judgment call.
Okay.
It's in the book already.
I mean, because sometimes those small questions are like not something that, you know.
Uh,
It says here that Tulani priests gain an additional +3 bonus to their wisdom scores. It says that it's like above that little paragraph where it says Tulani need not carry weapons.
cool. Mm-mm-mm. Wow, it doesn't say in this book. Uh, Gee, thanks, Chris Perkins.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty like minor thing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, it should be before the bonuses. I mean, in most of the other books, it is.
Okay, that's cool. So then what I'll do is it'll probably be if it's before bonuses, then the 16 I have one of them is gonna go to charisma. The 17th I'll probably put in wisdom. I'll probably put the other 16 into intelligence, and then I'll probably put they have a minimum strength, huh? Oh no, then the 15 there goes.
15.
It's self-explanatory. The 15 are going to the strength, and the dexterity are going to 12, and the con will be 10.
So go ahead and plug them in, and I'll copy it over in notes. And that's a Tulani. So 15, 12, 10, 16,
And now to add the ratios. The ratio is
17.
1 to dex and wisdom. So that well, I'll wait for you.
Nope, go ahead. +1
To dex and wisdom.
dexterity and wisdom. +2 to strength and intelligence. Strength. Damn it. My tabletop crashed.
Oh,
It's been happening a lot lately.
Make sure it's not like the vents are not whatever heated.
No, it's not. It's not my computer. It's happening to everybody. I made
Oh,
a.
is the you mean the virtual tabletop?
+2 to strength and intelligence. And +3 charisma.
So they get another +3 charisma then?
That would make your charisma 19.
Yeah, 19. Yeah.
And then you said there was
There's like a little paragraph there
Tulani
above the
priests
where it says they're only
have
weapons.
says only weapons.
Where above that it says warrior and wizards of the race cast priest spells at 3 levels
Where?
higher than their own.
Where does it say that?
To the page number on page 69, at the top of page 69 on the right.
Tulani priests gain an additional +3 bonus to their wisdom scores, maximum of 22. And you cast 3 levels higher than normal.
It's pretty crazy race.
So you are
Smite evil.
mage.
And this race can be fighter, mage, thief. They might just do all 3.
3. Cleric 1 plus 3.
Yeah. So this, I think they can actually do all three. They can multi-class all three: fighter, race, fighter, mage, cleric.
Yeah, they can do fighter mage, fighter cleric, mage cleric, and fighter mage cleric.
Yeah. So I'll do fighter, mage, cleric.
Okay. Oh yeah, you switched to Tulani. I forgot I put Novier in for race.
Sorry.
So it's an additional +3 bonus to their wisdom, maximum 22.
So maybe you said 22.
So you get wisdom basically +4. So your wisdom is 21.
Okay. So,
And charisma 19, intelligence 18, constitution 10, dexterity 13, strength 17. I'm surprised you didn't go for the percentile score strength.
I really want to be a good cleric, I guess. I didn't realize I got an extra 3, but it is. It probably will be better, right? I think to get a percentile strength.
I'm not sure what your options are really. Let's see. Because
I
you
would be able,
had
I would be able to move the intelligence over.
16, 16.
The intelligence and the strength move over, I guess.
Oh yeah. Although with an 18 intelligence, you can cast 9th level spells.
Yeah, I think there's already enough fighters. I'd rather stay a cleric wizard. And do you do the whole thing about like memorizing spells and a chance for failure and stuff like that?
Yeah. Memorizing spells, yes. Chance for failure is kind of like rare though. You have to have really low wisdom for your spells to fail.
Well, I mean, the way I'm used to it from AD&D is like when you go to like copy a spell or like learn a spell, there's like a chance that you can fail that part.
Oh
So the
yeah.
higher your intelligence, the better.
Wizards when they learn a spell, yes,
Yeah,
they can fail to learn. It's not spell failure. Spell failure is when clerics have such a low wisdom that they have a percentage chance to fail casting the
fail.
spell. Yeah.
Or like being deafened or like being deafened or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this seems like an awesome paladin race.
Well, other than not being lawful good.
Yeah, there you go. That's a big deal.
And the main thing about paladins is their mount. They don't get a mount. It would be cool if you could make a paladin with this race, but they can't be lawful.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's a little bit of balance.
Okay, so let's come up with a reason why the what's her name?
So
Morwell.
just being like a neutral cleric, is there do you have to worship somebody being a Berlani or whatever this a Tulani?
Yeah, if you want to be a priest at all, you gotta have a god. So,
Yeah, but which one do they have to worship somebody or
um, I mean, you could
like
pick
is
like
there
an
one
elven god. You could
an
pick an
elven
elf.
god?
Yeah,
Can I pick
they come
Odin or no?
from. Um, actually, I think
Or that's like Valkyries.
I think Odin is from the same plane as them. So yeah, they probably would serve Odin. I actually have a
What?
list.
Yeah, there you go. Odin.
I
He's
have
non-evil.
a book for that. Um, excuse me.
No problem. No problem.
I think it's Planescape. And let's see, Guide to Astral Plane, Ethereal Plane, Primer to the Outlands, Dead Gods, Doors the Unknown, Faces of Evil, Faction War, Fires of Death, Harbinger House, Hellbound, In the Abyss, The Cage, On Hallowed Ground. I think that's it. Okay, and then scroll all the way down. Actually, I'm gonna just Control F Odin's name. Oh, you can't search that way. All right. Odin. He's the god of war. War. Odin. Count good. Norse. Eastgard. Eastgard. Oh, that's right. Edit. Queen Morwell, Lady of Stars. That's your boss. Queen Morwell. Edit.
She's not. I mean, all these people are almost like angels. Isn't she almost like a higher power in herself, or no? She's not a deity.
She's not a deity. She's an actual Tulani.
She's just like okay.
So I'm gonna put a link in your bio about her, because she would be your
Boss.
liege slash patron. Well, matron, really, but okay.
All right, I gotta start getting to the mindset of being a paladin, being good.
You're not even lawful, so you don't
It's
have to.
okay. You still gotta do good. It's all
You
right.
don't.
I like to be good.
Yeah, but you can like torture people and shit as a chaotic character. So
For good reasons.
yep. And show players. Wait, cancel. Edit. In players' journals. Asimov. Save changes. Okay. So this is Queen Morwell. She works for the Seldarine and the Sealy Court. Okay, yeah, that means you could worship a elf god or
A fae or whatever.
fae, fairy like what's her name?
Is that
Titania.
I think that's in Legends and Lore or Gaia? I think Gaia, right?
Monster mythology.
God of the is that's the Scaly Folks Season Giants Fate Sylvan.
Wow.
Cool. All right.
And then, did you want a Fey religion or an Elven one?
Um, there's not really any difference, right? Just besides how they feel, just for like a generic priest.
Yeah, and I guess one's
There's like
more
alignment.
inclined towards elves, and the other is more inclined towards like fairies and shit. Uh, Pixies, which kind of goes hand in hand with your friend who wanted to play a pixie. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. I mean, um,
Like he might be sent on a mission to help you and be your little Navi. Hey, listen.
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, haven't heard that voice in a long time, right? All right,
I
yeah, for
wonder. I
sure. I'll
wonder
go.
how he would feel about that.
He love it.
you,
He's low. You like him, dude. He's fun.
you should name your
Uh,
character Link.
there you go, Lincoln Navi.
Link. Oh god. Mm.
It works out. So yeah, I'll take Titania as the. She wants to try to rescue Bad Fae. So at least that has a reason to going out there to try to like convert them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have a handout for her already. Yeah, I do. Wow. Oh, it's just without a picture. Okay. Let's see. Edit in players' journals. Asimov. Save changes. Show to players. So Tulani are kind of like the Jedi of D&D. Like I don't know if you ever played a Star Wars game, but from what I hear,
Oh yeah, I've played them. Yeah, they're like
Jedi,
the peacekeepers.
yeah, Jedi are like they're kind of they default become the main character, and everyone else supports them. So basically, you are a superhero. You're gonna be uh godlike compared to most of the other characters. So you're kind of you should probably think about your character as like the main character of the group once you join. So I
I
mean
was thinking
it's
more like a supporting role, you know?
well it's like everyone else is there to support you. You're like the main, you're like Superman and everyone else is like I don't know, crypto and
The super dog, Blue Falcon.
Super Dog, Wonder Woman, the Flash.
Crazy.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, pretty much. You're gonna be so powerful eventually that everyone else is just gonna be there to support you.
We'll all be powerful together. We'll be working as a group.
Need to put a picture on this Titania thing.
I might end up try maybe changing the name though, because this is usually the name for like a male dwarven character.
Oh yeah. I have a elf name generator if you wanna.
Oh no, I can pick one up. I just have to decide on it. I have a couple that I use.
Oh.
This actually just might change it to Suuli. I'll make the change now. You said something. You said the Dawnstar name was already taken, right? Something this name place is already called the Dawnstar.
I no, the Order of the Superior Star is the name of the group. The Dawnstar name is not taken. Not that I know of.
All right, well I'll take it there.
So your name is Dawnstar?
Yeah, I'll take it as Suuli Dawnstar.
Oh, okay. Did you change your name on your character sheet?
Yeah, I changed on the character sheet.
Oh, could you hit enter so it actually changes?
Yeah, I hit enter. It didn't change yet.
No, it didn't. Oh, that's
Yeah.
because I'm in edit mode. Okay. Nope, nope, I'm not. I was not in edit mode. There, it changed for me now that I hit edit and then save or close or whatever. All right, you're gonna need a better token than that, so I'm gonna start working on that.
Where do you get all these cool moving tokens from?
I get them from Google. Just
Cool. Good old
their
Google.
GIF files on Google, and they usually come from just wherever. Most of them are ripped off from video games, but
Hell yeah, that's a great inspiration.
uh, let's see, elf.
I got some. I'm dropping.
So,
I got some pictures I'm gonna drop on Discord to see.
some pictures
Yeah,
for
like for like, oh no, oh for you, you're gonna pick a token, right? No, for like a picture, like avatar pick. You got the
oh,
token, right? You're gonna
you
pick
can load your own avatar.
for the avatar sheet. I'll put it in there.
Yeah. And I really got to work on those macros for all the Tulani abilities too. They're on Anatar's sheet. So I guess I
Well,
copy them.
some of them are a lot of them are like kind of like spells too, right? So it's not super.
See, I guess first of all, do I have Tulani racial abilities? Tulani Eladrin. No, I do not. So racial abilities, Tulani. Racial abilities. Eladrin Tulani. Racial. Paste. Tulani racial abilities. Alright. Oh no, did I close the book? I did, I closed it. Open that up again. Core books. No. Yeah, Warriors of Heaven is a core book. There we go. And Tulani. Okay. Immunity. Oh, wow. Tulani gaze. Okay. Gaze attack Tulani. Gaze attack Tulani. Eladrin Tulani. abilities. Attack. Trend. What else we got? Innate abilities. Wizard abilities. Cleric abilities. These are all broken down by
Like the little
level
card.
later.
Okay.
Because at certain levels, you
They kick in.
gain certain abilities. Yeah, first level, second level, fourth level, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 14. You attract a loyal animal companion with the innate power of true seeing. Thirteenth level of Tulani can form a personal Twilight Court. Greater Eladrin attendants 1 per level, and lesser Eladrin servitors 2 per level. 2 mated Tulani who share a single court can combine their total attendance, thereby increasing the overall size of the court. These attendants and servitors are not slaves. Mystery will cause them to seek out more benevolent lords or ladies to serve. So you really only get abilities up to 12th level. So it's first, second, fourth, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. I wonder why I didn't break this down by level. I kind of like it this way, just all in one list.
Yeah, it's kind of you just because a lot of them are kind of like flavor things, right? They're not things you would roll.
Well, no, these are innate spell abilities and stuff, but 12th level Tulani can cast Mass Charm, Prismatic Spray, and polymorph any object. Meteor swarm, power word kill, and time stop are each usable once per day. Once per year, Tulani can grant another being's wish. Once per year. Oh, these are just his. Okay. Those are just the spells that he had memorized. Huh. It's funny. Hmm. This would be a really big macro, though. It would take up like
Oh, please.
more than one page in chat. That's for certain. I think I might as well just rewrite it. It's no big deal to do all these spells. I think I am gonna cut it off at 12th level because that's when they stop getting innate spells. It's 12th level.
Starts being like different stuff, like getting a court together and all that kind of other things.
Yeah. Okay. And paste. All right. What I am gonna do though is break it down so it's not in complete sentences. So it'll just say first level this stuff, second level this stuff.
Makes sense.
You know what? That's not true. That's not what I did for all the other races. So I'll just put these brackets around the level. Any numerals. So they'll pop out easily. Plus 2 better. Weapons plus 3 or better. Sixth. Whoops. Enhanced illusion. Oh, geez. Okay, there's other shit too. They can fly, movement rate 30, maneuverability class A.
That's
Oh,
not like once per round or something, though, right?
yeah, once per round at will, which means not an infinite amount of times per day, but they don't have any limit per day, any limit to the times they can cast it per day.
Oh, I
Is
see what you're
what it
saying. So
will
they
means.
just, but they could just turn into like one of the other like forms is like a flying like a will-o-wisp. They could just turn into a will-o-wisp and then just move around, right? Or
Kind
the or like the tornado, like the other people like the Berlani have a tornado they turn into.
Yeah. An evil creature must make a successful saving throw versus spell to approach within 20 feet of the Eladrin. Wow. This aura also confers the benefits of both the minor glow and vulnerability and protection from all missiles.
So it also says like at the beginning of the Eldrani thing that there's other spells that they get.
Yeah, fly. Uh,
It's bananas. Be right back. I'm looking at the bio break.
and they have magic resistance. So that effectively makes you like Superman because you can any round you can cast the fly spell on yourself.
It's kind of bonkers.
Yeah, it's once per round, and it's at will, which means no amount there's no limit to the amount of times per day that you can cast it. It doesn't mean like it's just because you want to fly you do. You actually have to spend the time
Yeah, to
casting.
activate the spell.
Yeah, but it's innately cast, so that means it always has a speed of 3. Innate spells have a speed of 3, and they can't be interrupted.
Oh, I mean that's still cool. I mean, you can. So good.
Yeah, and you can make a full move while you're casting innate spells as well. You can move around, or you can move normally. That is, I should say. Uh, yeah, they have an aura around them. They have a gaze attack, and the way I do gaze attacks is they're only once per round on your like during your move, your initial initiative move. So if you have multiple attacks, it has to be during your first initiative.
That's
Uh,
fair.
and then it's a uh, free action. So it's in addition to casting
Your
spells or
other
attacking
actions.
or whatever. Yeah.
Players always have to think about that's all fine and dandy until the times for the bad guys' actions.
Yeah. And
Do you know
it's
in Roll 20 where is it that you have the library to delete stuff from your library? I remember before they had it, but it was broken.
yeah, you go into oh, you have to be you have to go into a game where you're a GM
Oh, okay.
first.
Maybe
Yeah,
one of those.
yeah,
Because man, I used to run a couple of games, and now I moved to different things. So I stopped being like a pro subscriber, and it's like ever since then, it's like damn, it's like the storage has been whacked out.
yeah.
Did they ever put a feature into to like mass delete stuff, or it's always been one thing at a time?
They put in a feature where you can delete everything that's inside of a folder, but putting things inside of a folder takes time too.
Yeah,
They don't. I wish they had like like you can like in emails where you just check
shift
the box.
that would be great. Or like shift drag, like a shift drag, like a highlighting function.
Yeah, that would be pretty good too. I can fly. Movement rate 30. Maneuverability class A. Oh, I don't remember what level fly is. Three. Wizard three. Wizard three. Teleport runner. Air wall of 10th level. Wall of force. Save changes and yeah, these are just the spells that he had memorized. They don't get all that shit. Good berry and so I'll just delete that and yes, delete the wizard abilities. a spell. Okay. And I'll use these and copy them over. Tulani. Abilities, Eladrin. Alright. Oh, wow. Actually, I like the way I wrote this first section. Because it has... even has the gaze attack in there. Alter self at will. Yeah, where is the other spell list? You're supposed to have alter self, comprehend languages, cure light wounds, detect evil, phantasmal force, color spray. Oh, color spray and dancing lights are second level. Oh, right. Okay. This list isn't broken down by level. So the first one is color spray. Put on here. There's cure light wounds. Phantasmal force, detect evil. Okay, there it is. Languages. These beings can speak, read, and write the Eladrin language. They have the innate power to comprehend languages and can speak and write additional languages up to the limits imposed by their intelligence scores. Are you still reading about the race or something?
Oh no, I'm just here listening. I'm just deleting stuff from here. I'm here. I'm listening to you talk.
Oh, okay. Are you filling out your character sheet?
I was trying to like update the picture. It's like
Oh, okay. It's
I
not.
got stuck on a what do you call it on a rabbit hole. Sorry.
It's not working.
No, it was working. Just I had too much space is what it was. So I had to delete stuff.
Oh, okay. Where did this cure light wounds come from? Oh, you're female.
Yeah, might as well be a female then, right? Be a
I
hot angel
guess. Yeah.
chick.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna role play anything sexual. That's not like I don't get off on role playing.
Oh yeah. Um, we just do like a kind of like a fade to black
Yeah, that's fair.
for like actual sex. But I mean, there's like um there was one of the PCs whose player is a female was taking a bath, and she was trying to seduce a male NPC, and he would like uh, use a sponge to like wash her back
There you
and
go.
stuff during the scene, but it wasn't like they were actually
It
having
didn't,
sex. And
yeah,
then
or getting
when
hot
it
and heavy or anything like that.
yeah, when it led to the bedroom or whatever, then it was like a fade to black situation. But there was like there's also situations where um there's actually a character that's a drow, and he is like super hornified, and he's married. He has a female drow, wife who actually isn't dominant. Neither one of us dominant really, but there have been scenes where they were under blankets and the bed was like going rocking with other player characters in the room, but they couldn't actually see what was going on. So it wasn't like a fade to black situation. He was getting some underneath the blankets of the bed with his wife while other people were in the room. But it was kind of like a comedy situation because I was describing the bed shaking, and the nails in the bed kind of knocked loose, and so they started squeaking, going you know and I don't know, it got a couple laughs, a lot of laughs actually, but it wasn't
No,
descriptive.
no, yeah. No, you can make a
Yeah,
good joke out of it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Let me see. I gotta do So I think the only thing else I have to roll for now what is spells. You said hit points come. They divided by three. They come max and divided by three or something.
Yeah, it's at level 1 it's always maximum roll
So
for all
what is a
three.
wizard in this one? D
It's
four or D six?
it's divided by, a wizard is a D4, the cleric is a D8, and the fighter is a
D10.
D10, and then it's divided by 3 rounded down. So the fighter class is going to give you 3 health. The cleric is going to give you, I think, 2 health, and then mage is going to give you 1. Yeah. And then to record your dice rolls, let's go.
So I think it's what seven. I'll be like have like 7 health, I guess. One.
Fighter 0/mage.
You add them all together and divide them, or you divide each one before you add them.
You divide each one by 3 rounded up or rounded down, sorry, and then you add them.
Before you add them together.
So
Okay, so
that's
it's
3, 2, 1. So 6
okay.
altogether. And cleric dash 0.
I think spells have to work. You have there's a lot of melee people already, right? In the group, you said
A lot of what?
melee like frontline people.
Yeah. And then fighters don't get a 10th hit die, and neither do clerics. Fighter 10.
How do you do proficiencies with the multi-class character?
8. You get the best category, which is going to be fighter.
Okay.
um, but that's for progression, and then for initial, uh, fighters have the best weapon number, and I think wizards have the best non-weapon number. So you're looking at 4 initial weapon slots, and I guess 4 initial non-weapon slots, and then you get a new one every level divisible by 3 in both categories.
Okay.
And then you also get at level 1, since your intelligence is 18 and your number of languages is 7, you get 7 bonus proficiency slots for non-weapon slots, and one of them has to be your native language. You have to any languages that you want to be able to speak. You
You get
have
like
to
7 language slots.
choose. So these are actually bonus non-weapon slots, and you can use them for uh, languages if you want.
Oh, wait, they're bonus non-weapon skills, but
Non-weapon
you can use
slots,
them, so you don't have to use them for languages.
except for one. It's your native
Okay.
native tongue. But if you want to be able to speak with the party, you might want to also buy common because they speak common.
Oh, it'll get common as a default. That's important. Good job. Thanks for
Yeah,
reminding me.
yeah. But your native languages, I think it's called Celestial, and then yeah, there's common,
That's handy.
and then so that's after
What
you.
is what is like the default like good races in your campaign? It's like humans, elves, dwarves. Like what do you see
No
like
such
walking
thing.
around, or like you said, it's like Planescape.
There's no such thing as default race in my game.
Well, I mean like the common like is like every city like a melting pot,
Oh,
or is it like
so
predominantly
I have
humans?
like elf cities, dwarf cities, human cities, halfling
Where's
villages.
the party's home base
Party
if
doesn't
they have one?
have a home base.
Okay, they don't have one.
There are one of the characters has safe houses in several cities, and then one of the characters owns a caravel that is like a mobile base, and then um, one of the former PCs, which is now an NPC, built a wizard tower, and that's
Oh, that's pretty good.
actually that's the Drow, the horny Drow male.
His horny wizard tower.
Yeah. So, and yeah, one of the floors is dedicated to just banging the hell out of his wife, and it's funny too because uh the map that I kind of picked, there's supposed to be like evidence of a fight, right? So there's like tables knocked over and chairs and
Oh,
shelves
that's
are
from
knocked
them.
over.
That's from them banging.
That's from the
That's just
bank,
when they banging.
and there's supposed to be like blood pools on the floor and on the bed, but the bed has a red comforter and the floor is covered with a red carpet. So
There
it
you
just
go.
it looks like wet spots. It's so gross.
That's pretty good.
It just
That's
looks
pretty
like
good.
wet spots everywhere. So they've been. uh,
Just going at it.
just yeah, since he retired, which in game was like a couple months ago now, I think.
What do you? Is there like a concentration in this game or no? Once you get hit, you lose your spell, right?
Yeah, yep. Normally, unless it's innately cast.
Do you what is spellcraft like a skill in this one? Is that something you use
Yeah, it's a non-weapon proficiency.
to like identify spells like or magic stuff like that, or
You can use it to
get an idea about something?
identify the school of magic of a spell that someone is casting in combat, and then I also use it for general magical knowledge, along with thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And you basically have access to all of the different non-weapon categories except for rogue. And to get the rogue ones, you just have to spend an extra slot if you want.
But I'm limited. But I'm limited because I'm a cleric, right? So I'm limited on which ones I can use, like realistically.
No, you have three classes, man. You're a warrior, a
Okay.
cleric, and a mage, so you have access to all those proficiencies. And
Okay.
general, you have access to all of them except for rogue. And then if you want to buy any of the rogue ones, it's just an extra slot. And you have 7, 6, 5. You have 9 non-weapon slots to spend because you wanted to buy common and you have to
Yeah.
buy celestial.
Okay. And you have to buy celestial. Okay.
And you have 4 weapon slots to spend. Um,
And to do that thing that warrior, you said the warrior can do the. You don't specialize as a warrior, but it's something else.
expertise. Yeah.
How many slots does that take? Two.
2. Yeah. Yep. And then
Is
as a cleric, you're limited to bludgeoning weapons only.
what about that light sword that the Tulani make?
That's racial, so that's different. It's you'll
Could
be
you
able to
put
use that.
could you what's it called? Could you weapon specialize in that or no?
No, no, that's different. It's
Okay.
a yeah, it's a like class ability, not an actual weapon
No, that's no, yeah, no problem.
or a race ability, not a weapon.
And you said you had to take one language in Erlani or whatever it is, Tulani.
I think they speak Celestial. Let me check. And then at will you can
Comprehend languages.
comprehend languages. Yeah.
Crazy.
All and the cool thing about the at will stuff is you just have to declare that you're casting it, and I don't have to track it because it's
So like they have at will cure light wounds, so they can just pretty much at will cure light wounds.
yeah. Where is that? What page?
It's if it's on page 56 under the powers of the all the Eladrins.
Okay, there we go.
It's like
There we go.
bananas.
Yeah.
It's like in that. It's like in the on the description of their race, I guess.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna use the toilet real quick. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
do you think?
And I'm back. Okay.
All right.
So I will do that one after I'm done with this one. That one's not based on level, is it? Any effects depending on cast level function at its level.
So, I mean, does Cure Light Wounds change in this one, or is it always just a 1d8?
It's just a 1d8. Yeah, all the spells in second edition are almost identical to the ones in first edition.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The only major change I've ever seen is the sleep spell. It's way weaker in second edition than it is in first.
Oh, first edition, it is like your bread and butter spell from like 1 to 7.
Yeah. And it affects a lot of creatures in first edition. In second edition, it's only like 2d4 hit dice worth of creatures.
Oh, okay. That makes it a little more, because, yeah, it was just bananas. It just puts everything to sleep. You have to have some elves in your party just because.
Wow. So, while you're veiled, like when your true form isn't showing,
Yeah.
you can. It says they usually take human or demi-human form, pretending to be adventurers, peasants, or wandering bards.
Cool.
Once committed to their veil, they cannot reveal their true natures except under the direst circumstances. This means that while in the presence of mortals, the veiled Eladrins cannot do anything that their assumed identities couldn't do. So you couldn't use your innate spell
The
like
flame
abilities.
sword. Like, where you're hiding, you can't use a flame sword.
Yeah. They don't lose
Still
their
pretty
Eldritch
cool.
powers or are simply forbidden to use them where primordial mortals can see. So, in my game, basically, Tulani or Eladrin are allowed to unveil themselves whenever,
A demon's around or something, right?
yeah, demons, devils, gods, avatars, threatening.
Blind fighting is 2. Huh?
Um, let's see, player's handbook.
Yeah, I see. It's 2. So I'll take
Proficiency.
blind fighting.
Yep, 2 slots.
All right, so I picked the skills. The non weapons will be healing, spellcraft, common, religion, engineering, and blind fighting.
Okay, go ahead and put those on your sheet, and then
Is that in the notes section, or is there a section for skills?
It's in the
Non-weapon. There. More
proficiencies.
provisions.
Yeah.
I see it.
And then to the right, where there is parentheses, you put whatever stat it's linked to. So, like, for example,
Engineering is intelligence. Like engineering
yeah.
intelligence minus 3.
So you would put at wavy bracket intelligence, close wavy bracket, and then you said it was -3.
For engineering.
So -3. Whoops. -3. Enter.
Okay, so I'll fill those in.
Yeah.
And the same
and
thing
then,
for like strength, dexterity, wisdom.
yeah. Engineering is what, 2 slots as well?
Yeah, engineering 2.
Okay.
And yeah, engineering's 2 slots, and that's the one that's 3.
What's 3?
Uh, no, none of them are 3. It's the penalty's 3.
Yeah, -3. Yep. You can see where I put -3 at the end, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
All right, so I'll fill that part out. What? Is there anything else I have to roll? I think. Do you roll spells here for wizards or?
Yeah. I'll give you wizard abilities real quick. Let's see. Class dash wizard abilities. And then go ahead and roll 3d4. That's how many spells you get. 2 of them are chosen for you, however. You always get read magic and you always get detect magic.
Oh yeah.
Pre-made sheets.
4.
Traveling spell book. So I'm going to give you a handout that you're going to use as a spell book.
I kicked that roll's ass. Not bad.
Okay. What'd you do? Get 12 or something?
A 12. Yeah, rolling 12.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. So you get to view this and edit. Alright, so this is your spell book. Do you see that handout?
Yep, copy of a traveling spellbook. Do I need to change the name of it?
Yeah, you can change the name of it to whatever you want, and then buy Suuli Dawnstar. So, you come up with something colorful like The Basics of Spellcasting by Suuli Dawnstar, or if you choose a bunch of illusion spells, you could be like, The Eye of the Beholder by Suuli Dawnstar, something like that. I don't know. It's up to you, however you want to flavor your character. And then could I also have 2d6 roll, please? Oops. I need magic and detect magic pages 2/2 and 1/3 and initial spell. All right. So you see how I did that?
You just like drag the spell in there,
No,
or you typed it in.
I typed it in.
Okay.
So those are your first two spells. You can go all the way down to 12. Um, and as you pick a spell, you have to. So you click on your token, and then up the top of the screen, there should be
Wizard.
3*wizard. Yeah. So you click on that, and then in chat, there will be some abilities that pop up for wizards, and one of them is learn a spell. And then you type in the name of the spell you want to learn, and you hit enter, and it's going to ask you if you're proficient scribe and thaumaturgist and all that other stuff. Um, those bonuses I don't allow at level 1 anyways, because these are your initial spells. If you want to take those later on so that, or if you want to take those spells so that you are better at learning spells, you can. I think your chance to learn spells is really high anyways, because it's you got 18 intelligence. So I don't know, it's up to you.
Which spell are you talking about?
Um, there's a proficiency called thaumaturgy, and I think it gives you plus 5% to your chance to learn spell, and it is also I use it interchangeably with uh,
Spellcraft.
spellcraft when it comes to knowledge of magic.
But what about like researching spells? Do you need both of them?
Researching spells is let's see, that's I think that might be scribe. Yeah, I think that one might be scribe.
Well, there'll be
So
levels in
that
between. So
one gives you plus 5% to researching spells. And then there's also one other one. It's thaumaturgy, scribe, and the other one escapes me. I think scribe is also for writing scrolls too. But yeah. Anyways, you have 12 spells to roll. If you fail to learn one, that doesn't mean that you only get 11 spells. You still get 12 spells. You just have to roll again for a different spell until you have 12.
okay, so what do I do? How would I roll now? Under the wizard ability button that you said, or do something else?
So what's a spell that you want to learn? I always recommend, because people don't know about it. I always
You
recommend
said detect magic and read magic are
scribe.
mandatory, so those two.
I are not
Yeah,
scribe,
scribe. I'll take
not
scribe.
scribe. Copy. It's called copy.
Oh,
And what it does
it's like
is
where right
it
needs to
lets
be.
you copy a spell book into your spell by using a spell rather than spending time to do it, because
Like the 8 hour thing.
it's one full day of work per spell level, I think,
Yeah,
to
something like
copy a
that.
spell.
Right, so I'll take copy as one. Let me open the player handbook.
It's in the Wizard's Handbook actually. Yeah, copy is from the Wizard's Handbook. It's probably one of the most useful spells other than read magic and detect magic.
Oh, there's a right spell in the innate in the first edition that gets thrown around a lot because it's really good.
Yeah, copy is probably really similar, um, except copy will allow you to copy an entire book.
That's good. See, that's better. 'Cause copy was just a single
So
thing.
you can use it in one of two ways. You can use it to copy down an entire book of spells from, a full spell book into like an empty traveling spell book, and it'll copy it all, and you can read it later. Or you can use it to actually learn a spell, and in order to do that, you roll to learn the spell, and if you pass, then you cast the copy spell, and it copies the new spell into your book instantaneously with exactly the number of pages the original had. If it's from a scroll, then you roll pages.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
It makes a big deal.
And it's way faster than having everybody wait on you for a couple of days while you write down Fireball in your book. It's way better.
So it's 12 spells from the first level thing, right?
Yes. And then notice this traveling spellbook is only 50 pages deep. It
Right.
weighs
So I need to get another one.
later on, probably, yeah. This one is free. It weighs 3 pounds, so when you put it in your backpack, just write 3 in the weight category, and then empty spellbooks cost 100 GP.
Okay.
So that's what that all means. And then you see the column has pages.
Yeah, that's where you write what page it's on.
No. So you see when I asked you to roll 2d6, you rolled a 2 and then a 1.
Okay.
So what I did was read magic is 2 pages, and it says 2 out of 2/2 pages, which means 2 out of 2 pages written on. And then the next spell down is the 1. So detect magic is you wrote it in one page, and it's 1 page out of 3 pages written on.
Right. So the first page is detect magic, and the second page is read magic.
It's actually the first 2 pages is read magic, and then
I see what you're saying.
the third page is detect magic. Yeah. So it's
Oh, I see. You roll the d6 is how many pages it takes to write the spell. Like a spell can be more than 1 page.
yes. So the formula for pages is level of the spell -1 plus 1d6. So level 1 spells are a d6, and then second level spells are d6 plus 1. Third level spells are d6 plus 2, so on and so forth. And eventually, when you get to like 9th level spells and you're rolling d6 plus 8 pages, they can fill up a book really fast. So usually 9th level spells are going to be like 4 or 5 spells per spell book.
You have like a high level wizard with like a lot of books.
Yeah, wizards are going to have a lot of books, depending on how quickly you acquire spells, that is. Mages only get a new spell innately once they get to a new spell level. So next time you get a spell in your spell book without collecting it from a captured enemy spell book or buying it or getting it from a scroll, is going to be when you can actually cast level 2 spells, and that's when you get to level 3.
Right, that makes sense.
And when you get new spells that way, I don't make you spend days copying them into your book. They appear in your book instantly. And when you gain new spell slots, you can instantly fill the new spell slots as you gain levels.
Okay, that's cool.
So if you're in a dungeon and you gain like 2 or 3 levels before you get the chance to sleep, which happens, at least you don't have to sleep to memorize your new spells. You get the new spells in your memory as soon as the level happens, which is only in between sessions anyways.
That's
So,
pretty generous.
yeah. I had huge issues where people got from like level 1 to level 8 or 9 without sleeping. No joke.
Because there's multiple days in the same kind of like dungeon, the same kind of campaign.
Yeah, well, it's multiple sessions that occur in less than 1 day in game.
Right, right. Because the wall floor can be like you could take three sessions to get through one floor, but it can be like a
Yeah,
4 floor dungeon.
yeah, and you might sleep only maybe one time in the whole dungeon.
That I understand. You don't sleep every floor of the dungeon,
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
yeah. uh, the characters sleep or they rest whenever they want to, but in a multiple floor dungeon, you might sleep like once per floor and a half or something, just depending on what how the plan is. So now you would roll, you know, learn a spell, and then when it asks you what spell you want to learn, you type in copy. You hit enter, 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 and it's gonna tell you whether or not you made it and how many pages it was. And then if you fail, you just note down, jot down somewhere on your character sheet that you failed to learn spell X at level 1. And then once you get to level 2, you can wash that all away.
Oh, see, so like that one, pretty much.
Yeah. So you succeeded, and it's 3 pages. So under spell level, you'd put 1, and then spell name, you would put copy, and then pages, you would put 3/6, and then information initial spell, and then hit save so I can see that you. Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, see,
Yeah, and then so uh, rinse and repeat
for 12,
for 12. Yeah.
and they can be from Tor. They can be from Toa Magic, or they can be from the PHB, or should they only be from the PHB first?
You can get them from PHB, Tome of Magic, Player's Options, Spells and Powers, the Wizard's Handbook, the Monstrous Manual, um, the uh, the what's it called? The book we're looking at, Warriors of Heaven, um, and also from Spelljammer.
Jesus Christ! All
Um,
right,
there's a fairly complete list in Player's Option Spells and Magic itself.
okay,
If you go under, let's see, Spells and Magic. If you go under Wizard Spells by School and Priest Spells by Sphere, that's mostly complete. That's like 90% of the spells.
and is that in the notes on the tabletop, or
No, that's
that's in
in
there?
that's in Purple Worm. I'm sorry. Did I
Okay.
did
No, yeah, I had the purple worm thing. I had the purple worm open.
okay.
So under purple worm, under which one?
The spells
Players
and
options.
players option spells and magic book. Yeah, it's
Okay, there.
near the bottom. And then if you go down to Appendix 3 and 4,
Okay.
Wizard spells by school and priest spells by sphere, those
Okay.
those lists are mostly complete.
Okay. Cool.
And some of them are linkable too.
But you can drag them in there. Don't make them.
No,
That's
like
pretty good.
some of them have links directly to the spell.
Oh, okay. I see.
I think. And I should have most of the first level spells that you might pick should already be in the game in template form.
All right.
If you ever find that I'm missing a spell that you have or are about to like learn when you level up, there's a handout for that. It's in it's
On the forums, on the things, is that the one where you post a question to you or something?
no, it's in the journal tab, and the folder is called pre-made sheets and such. and the handout is called the honeydew list. Everyone has access to it, and it's basically telling me, hey, make this spell or make this sonic power. And you can see there are categories where you list the spell. So like Wizard 1 is for level 1 wizard spells, obviously. And then I usually type added after it when I finish the template. So you can
Yeah.
see I've added a lot of spells at the request of
Yeah, I see.
players. I
Cat's
just
Grace.
yeah, I just need to make a couple more, it looks like.
That's cool.
Create healing potion.
Yeah, I have a pretty idea. I'm just gonna look through the books, but I have a pretty idea what spells I'm gonna pick. I'll probably pick like enlarge.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the downtime spells.
Oh, downtime spells like identify.
Mending, like mending, identify. Well,
Yeah.
identify is probably a pretty common spell to find, so I usually don't take it.
Hmm.
It's usually pretty easy to find somewhere.
Yeah, there's like 3 people in the party that have identify.
Yeah, so it's usually not a problem. Like Tensor's floating disc would probably be one of them.
I think one person has Tensor's floating disk. That's actually not very common in this campaign, at least.
It's handy. Sometimes you have to carry some.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spell for carrying shit.
Does anybody need to? How do you do death's door? Do you when people in this will get knocked out and they get knocked unconscious, they lose their spells, right?
Yeah, I do it by the book. So yeah, all your spell slots are gone. But innate spells you can't. They're not slotted, so you
You
can't lose
can't
them.
get rid of them. Is there anything else I have to roll for besides
No,
just spells?
nope.
So
You don't have to roll for losing spells either. You just lose them.
what about money for inventory? Is there any like is there like you set a limit for the initial purchases?
Oh, yeah. So coins and gems weigh 1/50th of a pound. So 50 equals a pound.
Right. Do you have like an exchange rate like in town, like where you turn coins into like pearls or rubies or something?
You can uh, some towns have jewelers that are willing to sell their gems for gold and platinum and stuff. And then also you'll find gems that a lot of the other players are going to want to sell to get gold
Well, yeah, because
because
I mean, sometimes what we used to do is like put like gold into like a high price value gem, and that's how you carry it around. Instead of carrying around 1,000 gold, you carry like around the diamond.
yep, yeah. So other players are going to want to sell their gems. You can just buy them off of them
Oh,
for
it makes
coins.
sense.
Yeah. So and then yeah, there's some like big cities have jewelers that are willing to sell just straight up, diamonds or whatnot.
All right. So weapon, I'll
So
probably pick the weapons.
yeah, weapons you can do that later on your own. Um,
Yeah,
I pretty much see that you got the gist of the spells. So what we really need to do is come up with a short, like one
backstory.
paragraph backstory, which is actually what I wanted to do first because it's the most important thing about your character to me.
It's
Because
super important.
later on, that's what I use to make your character's story arc. Because everybody gets a story arc eventually. And right now we're on Amber's story arc. Her character is Asher, and then after her is going to be Tenzi, because he's like the second oldest character, I guess, and then Shandrak. And Dante and Fenmar just joined, so we'll see how long they stay. Uh,
That's cool. How long ago
yeah.
did they join? Next season, fresh faces.
Fenmar probably about 5 or 6 sessions ago, and then Dante like 2 or 3 sessions ago.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and then Shandrak's been around for like I want to say a year, and uh, let's see, Tenzi's been around for like a year and a half, and Asher's been since man 2018, so 4 years
Well,
now.
my last group that just kind of finished on Sundays, we've been playing together for like 8, 10 years. We play together other games during the week.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, I've been lucky that actually the couple games that have been lasting a long time.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I've been running this game online since 2016, but it's been kind of like a revolving door of people. There
It's hard to
were,
get people online.
yeah, there was, I think the last original player stopped playing in 20, I think it was 2021, like
It's
summer,
also
so last summer.
it's also like real life stuff goes on and stuff like that. Like I have a kid and he's 5 now, so like as he gets older and starts
Yeah,
doing, I have to like take time off for him to do his activities and stuff. But
yeah, yeah. When that original player, when he started playing, he was a senior in high school, and when he stopped playing, he had just graduated college and had to start working on the weekends.
yeah, it's how it is. Man. You have to decide. It's a number one hobby, but sometimes you know how it is.
Yeah,
How old are you if you don't mind me asking?
42.
All right, yeah, 38.
Yeah, and I started playing in, like I said, in 1997 when I was about 17.
No, yeah, I started late, so that's good. That's good. You got early, man. I got into the thing like almost like at 18 or something like that, 18, 19.
Yeah, I
I wish I
yeah
had known about it
I
earlier.
I started late too. I was 17 years old when I started playing. So, and I knew about it when I was younger, but I didn't know like all the people when I first found out about D&D. I was too young. I was 6, and I watched my my mom's friend's son played. I was in like kindergarten, and he was in 6th grade, and I would watch him and his other 6th grade buddies play D&D, and like listen to Metallica and you know um, be 80s kids, and um, I didn't know people who played until much later.
Yeah, that's the problem is like finding the right group because it's like the groups are kind of like we were kind of private doing their own thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people that were my age, that is.
Right.
Basically, everybody was always older than me when I was coming up. So until I was about 17 years old, and then I basically moved into the right apartment complex, and there was a bunch of kids from my school that lived in this one apartment complex. So many people from my school, man. There must have been there was there was only like 4 buildings, 4 or 5 buildings, and there was probably a dozen kids from my high school that
That's cool. That's the best thing about apartment buildings.
yeah,
Like if you have a good herd.
we all hung out together, and like every night was a party at Ian's house. We'd all go to Ian's apartment and hang out, and it was fun. Play video games and
Yeah, have a boys' night. That's cool, man. Yeah, there was a lot of good games back in the day. I think a lot of the better video games were made back then too.
yeah.
Just a lot of group stuff.
All right. So why would Queen Morwell send you? Because Queen Morwell sent this guy Anatar um to the group a long time ago, and maybe um
Has there been a report? Like, has he reported back since then or no?
yeah, he actually he got his first warning. So he got sucked back into Queen Morwell's, Starlight Court or whatever, and she um oh my God, Warhouse Bar donated $20 to support Wounded Warrior Project. Wow, I need to thank him. I wonder when
That's
that.
what's up.
Yeah, I'm running a stream right now for character creation, And over the weekend, I made a Wounded Warrior project charity on my channel,
Yeah.
and I streamed all day Saturday, and I didn't get any viewers. I got
That's
like
how it
maybe
is, man. It's
one or
like,
two. And tonight, since we've been streaming the last 3 hours, um, someone came in, Warhouse Bard, and donated $20 to support the Wounded Warrior Project, which
oh, that's cool, man.
is that was my entire goal.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. It just slipped in like under the radar. I didn't even get a notice.
Yeah. Uh, we're fundraising St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. What? I didn't do that. 74 out of $100. I didn't do that. I did Wounded Warrior. I mean, I don't have anything against St. Jude.
Right, but you're raising for another charity.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, let's click on my fundraisers. Yeah, my goal was $5, and he donated $20. I'm gonna stop now and do a different. Actually, why stop? I'll
Is
cancel it.
Anatar your character or somebody else's?
No, that was a different guy. He was from, I think he was from Athens. And he was a
He's a
really
really good
good,
note taker. He was a really good note taker.
yeah, really good note taker, and he was a really good D&D player. He's great strategist, and uh, he didn't voice act his character though, but he had a really thick Greek accent. So it probably would have been
It just melded into it.
yeah, he'd say, you know, hey there, mate. He kind of had this almost hero voice when he got really loud when he would role play this character, and he'd call everybody mate. I don't know if you ever read the Planescape. Um, uh, there's
No,
like
I played
Planescape
the game but
Planescape
never read it.
slang. There's Planescape
Right.
slang, and mate is not on the list. They call each other like Burke and Cutter and
All kinds of
Clueless.
weird stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Cutter means you're sharp, like you're smart, you're quick witted. Burke just means jerk, like hey jerk. And then like Clueless basically means from the you're from the prime material plane, not
Like
from
the
the outer
material
planes.
one. You're
Yeah,
all lost.
yeah, lost. Yep.
A
Ha-
normie.
have no idea what the hell's going on in the other planes. But yeah, they talk like that. And there's see if I can find a link to it. Planescape slang terms. Planar slang glossary and primer. And
Maybe
there's here it is. I'll give. This is actually gonna probably be important to your character if you want to role play
yeah,
it.
I'll write it down.
I'll just give you the link. It's like a list of 100 words. So, but there's stuff like dead book, to be dead, cross me and I'll put you in the dead book. Deader is anyone who's in the dead book, so a dead person.
Oh, I see the planner slang. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Bookmark this one.
Pike off to anger someone. Once he discovered he's been peeled, he's going to be really piked off. Pike it, a useful, all-purpose rude phrase. Take a short stick and pike it.
It's a little clever.
Take a short stick and pike it, governor.
especially with a good accent. That's one thing I like about playing online. He has some people have some good accents, man.
Yeah. And these yeah, Planescape speak is modeled after like 17th century London slang. So
Yeah.
these were all, well, not all of them, but like high up and like jink. Jink is slang for money or coin. Kip is your home, your residence. People actually use these terms back then in London. Pike it.
Oh, yeah, Pike. I think that might be something like originally for like gypsies and stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah. Spiv, an individual who lives by his wits rather than having regular employment. All right. So maybe Queen Morwell sent you as a reinforcement to help Anatar with the group because of the dungeon they're going into. They're going to be fighting more demons.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that about the campaign, but
No, I didn't know anything about the campaign. That's what kind of get some information from me to see what the hell's going
yeah.
on. Like,
So the
so does
current
Anatar still play or no?
no, he hasn't played since
Okay.
like right before Amber stopped playing.
Okay.
So
So
way back in 2018.
do you run the characters still in the group though, or
He's now a
like an NPC, like kind of like an
henchman.
NPC type?
He's
Okay.
Amber's henchman.
Well, that's cool.
So she recruited him. You actually have to recruit. You actually have to mean to recruit your henchman, and I'll be able
That's
to
cool.
tell when you're doing it.
Well, I guess maybe Queen Morwell sent me since like the Tulani, like they float in and out of like the different courts, right? They float around. Maybe she sent me in to kind of like to learn from him since he's already been out and been called back. She sent me out to learn from him to not make the same mistakes
Yeah,
and to assist.
maybe not make the same mistakes as him. Yeah, yeah.
Sort of, since she's supposed to be pretty aloof, right? It says that she's pretty like she doesn't get upset or nothing like that. Oh, that's Titania, not her. Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, with a little more time, I can like write something up, write like a little, some lines, something like that.
She's Queen Morwell is described as being beautiful and benevolent.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be like too uptight about stuff.
Yeah,
And Titania's supposed to be she's supposed to be super nice.
yeah, but that's your religion. That doesn't have anything to do with
My
what's
mission
really
for my
going on. Yeah,
boss.
yeah. So, however you would word that, uh, I mean, it's got to be a reason for you to permanently stay with the group, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna think some of it and put it in the notes. I put it in the bio spot.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to get that done, like
Um,
basically right now tonight.
well, then
It's
if it's
only
gonna be
one.
something,
It's only one
it's gonna be
paragraph.
if it's gonna be a reason for the. Oh, I'll type it in then.
Yeah. To come to the Order of the Superior
Is
Star.
didn't you guys already like kill a bunch of gods already?
Yeah, there was let's see. They not gods, but the gods' avatars, so the mortal versions of them. So that's like, man, what would be a good example? Like Jesus died, but God didn't die, right? He just
Right.
that's like his mortal form or
Right.
whatever.
No, no, right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can kill an avatar and not hurt the god, but
yeah.
I mean, you guys are getting into trouble. You know, it's not like you're not.
But there's a frog god. He's the god of the bullywugs. They killed his avatar. They killed the uh, Ilsensine. Ilsensine's avatar. Ilsensine is the god of the Illithids. So he's just a big green brain that floats in the air and has tentacles. So they killed
Do you have
that.
something? Do you have something to the equivalent of like like Nethril? You know, like forbidden like magical chambers that people are not supposed to go into.
I don't know what that is.
Like you know, like magical vaults where they store like WMDs that they're not supposed to get into. What was the guy's name?
Uh,
Anantar? Anantar, the other angel?
the other Tulani is Anatar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anantar.
yeah. He was supposed to choose a real name. That was his actually tentative name when we were making his character. Because I ripped that straight off of Lord of the Rings. Because Anatar is Sauron's um, name when he disguised himself as an elf and made the Rings of
Oh,
Power.
you know, it sound familiar.
Yeah, Sauron, and I don't know if you watched the Rings of Power show, but
Yeah,
Anatar is eventually gonna he's got to be eventually
that old
a
man.
pretty central character. No, that's I'm pretty sure that's Gandalf. Pretty sure that's Gandalf.
Because I mean, they did the whole thing with Sarah Brimbor already, so the rings had already been made. If they're gonna bring Sarah Brimbor in it, or at least should be made by them, right?
Oh, Celebrimbor. Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Um.
brought him in there, so he should be after that. He's all like jealous, or doesn't he make the
Well,
rings with him?
they didn't they didn't mention the rings were made by Celebrimbor. They haven't mentioned rings at all in the show.
No, oh, you're right. Maybe they make them together.
Maybe. Yeah. Um.
Maybe that skinny dude is the guy is Soren, the little skinny elf.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Anatar is supposed to like appear as like a strange elf, like with gray hair and gray eyes, and he's supposed to be a little bit more divine, I guess, than the other elves.
Maybe a little older than now.
And he comes offering gifts, like he's fucking Santa Claus or something. So he's got to be in the story sometime in that show. Got to be if the rings are gonna be forged during that time. But
Right.
does Celebrimbor forge them with him with Anatar?
In one of the games, they mentioned that he helped them to
Oh,
forge
okay.
it. So who knows if they're gonna if they're put that in there.
Because I thought Celebrimbor forged the sword, but maybe yeah. Anyways, um, are you typing up the bio?
Yeah, how long ago was the fight that you guys had with the deities, the
Uh,
various deities?
let's see. Um, it was the previous year. I think the fight with Ilsensine was in like November or December, and then the fight with what is his name? The frog god. His name is the encounters. Raminos, and that was I think somewhere around. Let's see. That was in November, yeah, and then December was Ilsensine. I'm pretty sure December or January. Pretty sure it was December though. Um, I could look that up in the videos actually, because it's all documented on YouTube.
Yeah, it's pretty cool they have that. It keeps a good point for reference.
Yeah. Let's see playlists and show 50 rows per page. Yeah, they actually had to face Raminos twice because they went in first time they went in. They got their asses handed to them, and they got their asses handed to them and ran away. Uh, one of the
Sometimes the better part of glory, you know.
yeah, one of the player characters and his henchman died. He got completely wiped out and had to make a new character. And that's the guy that stayed the longest.
It happened, man. You know, it's part of what makes the game is a risk reward, right? If you don't ever have anything to risk, then you're not gonna have any feeling of suspense or danger.
Yeah.
Um, what was the name of that cult you had? The cult you had that was the dual god. That was the chaotic people who were all against the end of the world and invention. The
Uh,
duality of
Duality of the Wheel.
yeah.
Man, this is like going back in time. Let's see. Like four rounds to do a circle, and it's not so much a circle. Yeah.
And
Oh, this is the aftermath after they killed him. That's right. It took a couple sessions to
yeah, try to let me know before you wander.
check out the rest
If
of
you
it.
go too far, it's gonna be a waste.
261. So maybe 259.
So I guess basically my character is gonna be kind of like an inspector, sort of.
Treasure hoard.
Basically, I'm following kind of behind Anatar, who's I don't know what his original reason going down there, but checking up after the humans. Maybe the humans and the mortals after seeing you guys bloody the gods and
Yeah.
steal an eye from Loki. Maybe a bunch of different groups have been looking to steal various objects or create like a god killing weapon. So maybe the court decided to take action and kind of put another agent down there to have eyes out.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So how can you he was sent to help the mortal realm.
Yeah, he was
But
sent to help the mortal realm, but I'm just
he has to do it
it,
without intervening with their lives. So his journal says, "But how can you help the mortal realm without intervening in their lives?" This is the question Anatar has to answer now, and this is the question that brought him to Solonite Hex. He was granted permission from Queen Morwell to visit the Prime Material Plane to engage in a quest from Seldarine to help the elves of Elastar Treetown against the evils that roam Panoplia. Disguised as a half-elf, he left Arborea alone for the first time and headed to the land of the mortals to find out what it means to be a paragon of good.
like a little backstory, like the head out backstory too.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is kind of like being sent out by the Twilight Realm. Because this is kind of on the spot, being sent out by the Twilight Realm to basically monitor like the human race's progression on like weapons progression. If the this whole priesthood of the duality of the machine is trying to bring out like Ragnarok through like the creation of like magic weapons, and forbidden knowledge.
Hmm.
Something to kind of keep a lid on it. I mean, I don't know if in your game that religion is evil or not. It seems neutral, but
Religion?
the one about the duality of the wheel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that religion is old news. They she wouldn't even mention that. It doesn't have anything to do with what's actually going on.
Oh, I don't know the story, dude. Like,
It's like I was saying earlier. Demons, they're a big threat to the party.
okay,
Because the
that's always like a classic one.
yeah, they're looking for a book that's used to summon demons, and it's basically it's a whole encyclopedia about demons. Like it has information on their strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. And you have to have two of these books, and then you conduct a little bit of spell research, and you find out a way to summon demons by using only two books. There's 5 of them in existence. There's 4 copies of the one original, and they're all throughout this Asian continent. They found one of the copies already, and then they know where the other 3 copies are, but not the original. And the copy that they found already was basically responsible for destroying the life of uh, Amber's character's like ex-fiance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And rather than see more people like that, the party decided to go after the rest of the books. And I mean, they found out that 2 of the books could be used to summon a demon named Tenebris, who is like some strange, more powerful demon.
Like an old school, like one of those old gods.
Yeah. Yeah. An old school mystery god. So they're hunting down these books one by one. It's called the Encyclopedia Demonica. Oh yeah, you're a girl. That's right. That actually is going to make it easier. Okay. So I know what to
Yeah,
do.
not being evil. You know, all that shit helps.
I can go straight to this. And what is it? Angels? Maybe angels. What color is your hair?
It'll be like red, orange.
Red. Because your avatar has white hair. Should probably look like an elf, though. Oh, she's on the hippogriff. I don't need that. All these chicks have lances. Come on. One's blonde. Spirit. What you said red hair?
Yeah, right here. If you have it, I mean, any token you have is fine. It doesn't really matter. Her looks can change, right? They can alter shape, so it's not.
So red hair, but she's wearing white like that, a white gown or whatever.
Yeah, are you looking for like a token or something, or
Yeah,
what are you trying to do?
token.
No, I mean it can be a token of any kind of like angel. That could just be like her human form, you know. Do you prefer like a moving GIF like that, like a moving GIF?
Yeah. Does it have to be a white gown or?
No, it doesn't have to be white. It could be anything, man. It could be any angel or holy type character. So what's the average level of your dungeon now? Is what, like five, four of your people?
Average level?
Like I guess like I'm just trying to think like power frame where I'm coming into. You got like your high levels of active players, like the people who actively play. It's like what are your level the lower ranges?
Let's see. There are currently 5 players. Plus 9.4 is the average level.
Okay.
So you'll probably get to level 9 after about 9 or 8 sessions, more than likely, in a
Yeah, no.
in a dungeon at least, because these dungeons that I've been making lately, last couple of years, um, they're worth a lot of experience points because I realized a few years ago, well, about 5 years ago now, that one of the best ways to gain experience points at later levels isn't actually monsters, it's non-player characters. So other wizards, other fighters, other thieves.
I see what you're saying, like fighting like other NPCs, not monsters. Well, NPCs can also have like the difficulty dialed way up, you know, depending on their strategy and the situation. And
Yeah, they can. They can. And depending on their magic items too, because NPCs, NPC adventurers also, they're like the player characters. They have magical items as well. So, and that's all based on their class and level, what they're gonna have. Uh, there's like 6 different categories of magic items. There's it's like there's magic weapons, magic shields, magic armor, uh, miscellaneous magic items, and potions. So 5 categories, and the different classes have certain ones of those boxes checked. Like warriors tend to have miscellaneous magic items, shields, armor, and potions.
right,
And
and then I
then,
think I don't know if in this game where it's like the paladins can only have a certain amount of them.
yeah.
It's like they can only have like 10 or something like that, or all right. So I guess I'm gonna have to finish the rest of this stuff out. I'm gonna have to start going to bed soon. I'm trying to finish out tomorrow. I'm gonna work some more on the backstory for you.
Just hit
So
hit
it hasn't
save,
been
hit
polished.
save, hit save on the bio so I can see what you've written
Oh,
so
got
far.
so far.
That's all you need. All you need is one paragraph.
Yeah, I
And
gotta
then
put a little more in, but I want it to be like decent, not just something that's like put out there.
and then just put brackets like this around um the proper nouns, and I'll make
Okay.
handouts. I'll make handouts for all the proper nouns, like Twilight Court. That's something that basically already has a handout. I think it's called the Court of Star. Yeah, Court of Stars. Right?
I think it's either one Twilight Court or Court of Stars. Yeah, I gotta like post the rest of stuff. Where did I look to see how much money the character starts with?
It's
There's
gonna
like a
be the
$200
fighter
something.
one, which is let's see, player's handbook and money and equipment, starting money, table 43. 5d4 times 10 gold. And the way money works in second edition is gold is like dollars,
Right.
silver is like dimes, and copper is like pennies. So there's 10 silver in a gold, 100 copper in a gold, and then platinum is like a $5 bill,
Okay.
and electrum is like a 50-cent piece, but humans don't usually use electrum. It's mostly goblins and orcs that use electrum.
Okay. It's goblins or orcs. They're the ones who have it mostly.
Yeah, yeah. And most commoners of the humans aren't really rich enough to have gold.
Yeah, like
They
the way I
just
understood it, like in D&D, like 100 gold
silver.
is enough for some people to retire on.
Yeah. So,
They can like not an adventure, but like the regular like commoner like peasant could
a
like
gold
bite in.
a gold is what a commoner might like net in a week, like net after expenses, and be able to save up for his retirement.
There you go. You see.
So, you work for, back
So
then.
100, 200 gold will be a lot for somebody.
Well, that's only 100, 200 weeks of working. You got to work for like 30 years,
Oh, I
you
see what
know.
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So like a commoner would work for about 50 weeks a year for 30 years, so that's what, 1500 1500 GP.
Yeah, just about 1500.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably enough to retire on. You could like definitely like buy a shitty house for that out in the sticks.
Right, no nowhere. Do you have
Yeah.
like a world map that we can look at or something?
There is kind of like where did I put it though? I hope I didn't delete it. Weird, I don't see it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So this is like the known world. There's actually supposed to be another square down here that I haven't added in yet. And the party is currently in this square right here.
Okay.
And these squares are... Actually, you can measure Because I think I have it in scale. Pretty sure I have it to scale.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they're big.
Yeah. So it's in miles.
All right, cool, man. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna start getting to bed, man. I hope to talk to you later on in the week.
Alrighty.
Or
I'll
talk to you soon.
see you then.
All right, brother. Well, be safe. So again, the game is gonna be what you said, like around
Sunday.
1 p.m. on Sundays.
Yeah.
All right.
Your homepage for the campaign should be accurate.
Uh, the orb was slowing down hex. That should be it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When
All right.
you go to my settings, at the bottom there's a leave game button, and then if you click on Orb of Solid Hex, it'll show you Sunday, September 11th. Should say 1 p.m. EST. 3 days from now.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. There it is. Yep.
Yep.
I see it.
So that
Well,
is
cool, man. Well,
all.
thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, that's always going to be accurate. That's always
All
going to be
right.
accurate.
Well, cool. Looking forward to meeting the other players and stuff and saying
Yep.
hi to them.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, man. Be safe, dude. See you
All right.
next time.
All right. Bye bye.
Later.
And for our viewers, thank you very much for watching. Shout out to Warhouse Bard. Man, I gotta send him a whisper. Thank you so much, Warhouse Bard, for breaking into that Wounded Warrior project and donating 4 times the amount that I was looking to raise. Thanks so much for your donation to the Wounded Warrior project! Exclamation. I'm a veteran and it means a lot to me. Wow, what a great person. And then also shout out to JDD Say 1234 for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow. And I'm going to see who's online right now. See if any of my friends are online. So we can give them a raid. Looks like one is online. Darling Creepshow playing Cyberpunk 2077. So we're going to give them a raid. Darling Creepshow. Oh, she's the one that streams D&D. I remember her now. This ought to be fun. I'm going to watch her for a while.